worthy. You don't think that you have the capability. But what I'm here to tell you tonight is that you do have it in you because you showed up here. You reached out. You got a challenge pack and you said yes. You have to know right there is your very first seed planted. That is the seed that you planted, not me. You planted that seed. And now it is your job to make that seed grow into the most beautiful flower that you have ever seen. But let's talk about plants for just a brief moment because it kind of goes with our lifestyle here. If there's a plant that there's an annual, okay, guys, we know that that plant has a peak blooming time. And we also know that that plant has a time where it wilts away and it still needs to come back every single year. Your job in here is to water your plant because in the season of your wellness journey, you are going to have a moment where you're going to feel like quitting. You're going to feel like throwing in the towel. You're going to overeat your containers. You're going to want to hit the cancellation button because you don't think you have it in you. That is where you see your greatest worth to date. Let me tell you right now, you are the most beautiful flower that has ever walked the face of this planet. You have purpose. You have a reason to be here. But it is your job to see that through. The only thing that's going to work is you to believe that you are worthy. So you bought a challenge pack. That means you believe. Hallelujah. Amen. You believe. Okay. Now, every day in this challenge group, you water that belief. Sometimes that plant is going to get too much sun. It's going to get a little wilty because you had a stressful day at work or you had a fight with a significant other. But you got to show up and trim the weeds because the flower will get beautiful again if you tend to the garden. Do you understand? Can you see how that works, guys? You are the farmer. You have to nurture what you're about to do every single day. One thing that I will share with you, and I'm very open and I'm very honest because if I don't share honesty, failure happens, okay? The one thing you got to do in this challenge group, and I'm going to tell you this right now, is you got to show up. You got to show up every day when you feel great, when you feel lousy, when you had a rough day, when you're too tired, you show up. And the reason why is because that's how you build a lifestyle, right? I can tell you right now, I'm going to give you the percentage because I think that's important because it's also a numbers game here. 60% of the people that join my group leave my group. And I'm going to tell you why. One, they buy a challenge pack and I never see them again. Two, I reach out to them numerous times and I hear nothing because 90% of the time they're afraid to tell me that they're failing when in fact they need to take it as learning, right? So that mental muscle is the most important muscle you have to work on. That is where your heaviest weight lies. Not in your belly, not in your butt, not in any of those areas that most of us in the beginning, we shame ourselves upon when we look into the mirror. Lord knows I did. The byproduct of my group is that, okay? But what you're really going to get is being really happy with who you are. Confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, hope, joy, excitement. That's what you deserve. So when you work on the non-scale victories in our group, your scale victories will be the byproduct. So don't worry about those scale victories. They mean nothing. They mean nothing. What means everything is that you take this group and do the tools and watch yourself evolve. Program, from personal development to leaning into the team, to being super uncomfortable, to being nervous as heck, but you want your life to be better. You want to create an investment and not an expense. So How many of you, with a show of hands, or you can do it in the chat, there's a little cute little comment section over here, and you can type and you can do whatever you want. This is a really cool thing about Zoom here, is how do you feel coming into this group? And if you want to talk, you can unmute and you can speak, you can share, you can be open. How do you feel of where you are today? How do you feel that you just are about to just tip over and start that process? This is your chapter 1. This is the most exciting chapter of them all, in my opinion, you know? So if anybody wants to chat, if anybody wants to talk, like, be open, share. Sharona is in here. Sharona is one of my coaches on my team. We're also challengers. We're always challengers first. Sharona, I don't know if you don't mind, but can you share a little bit about just you as a challenger, you and your health journey? Just anything that you feel is beneficial for newbies to know.
So I don't know if any of you guys have seen my live videos the last couple times, except for yesterday. My video like bleeped in and out. I have a habit of leaning out because that's how I've always dealt with stuff. Like if I can't handle it or I don't want to deal with it, I will not open my mail, even though, and it's not like paying my bills or the money, nothing like that's the issue. It's I don't want to deal with it. And so I will let my mail, no crap, stack up because I don't want to deal with it. I will not check my email. I will not check my voicemail. And I did not check into my group, even though I had a challenger in here, you know, and all my team, which was not fair to them. I did check in with them via text message, but still, I leaned out for a month. Don't do that because it got me nowhere. it got me to feel very alone, and it was not like Stacy was like, "Whoa, what's up with you?" You know, like she checked on me, but you don't get nowhere doing that to yourself. But that's not the group doing it to you. That was me doing it to myself because that's how I always have dealt with it. And so when I came out of it, I made a promise to myself, to the group on live video, that no matter what, I was gonna check in somehow, some way. And I didn't care if it was just a typing for, hey, I'm here, or a live video somehow, because I cannot do that again. So I'm learning to lean in. When you're going through something, don't isolate. Lean in always. So if that's anything that I can tell you, that's the best advice, because we are all here for you. Everybody that's in that group, if you're going through a bad time, the best way is to express that, and everybody will give you internet hugs. So we're all here for you guys.
Whoops, hold on. We really are. And you have to remember here too, this is something that I think is really important. My therapist taught me this a long time ago. A little line here, and you can, I suggest you write this down. Put it on a sticky pad. And if you brush your teeth every day, which, Lord, I hope everybody just saying, because there's some days that I don't brush my teeth. I'm just going to be honest. I'm like, damn, I forgot that I didn't brush my teeth, right? Which happened to be today, just so you know. But I will brush before I go to bed.
You're so much alike. I did the same thing.
It's really a bad freaking shit. I'm like, it is so bad. But all honesty, like, you have to write this one quote. And I have this I have it in my medicine cabinet because I go to my medicine cabinet every day for my deodorant. Okay. And it says, how is that working for you? That's it. How is that working for you? So here's what happens. When you isolate yourself, ask yourself, how's that working for me? Oh, am I drinking the same poison again? And then you can write, are you drinking poison? Because here's the deal. Low self-esteem want you to stay put. There's a mean girl that resides in every single one of us, okay? You know what the mean girl is. I'm not worthy. She's prettier. She lost all that weight. There's no way I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to eat this cheeseburger because I don't even care anymore. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Baloney. Baloney, you do. Okay?
Mhm.
Because guess what's going to happen? You're going to do the same stuff in a month or 6 months down the road. It's like that 9-month fight that you have with your husband about finances until you finally just start making more money and shut up and put your head down and get the
Mhm.
book that needs to be done versus having the same 9-month fight. Okay. And I say this from our personal relationship, right? You've got to stop. You write down, am I drinking poison? And is this working for me? Now, our job in this challenge group, let me tell you right now, you are to unlearn every bad habit that you have in you that you are comfortable with. You're comfortable being complacent. You're comfortable self-sabotaging. Do you know why? And I'm talking from me. It's your identity. It's what you know. But here's the cool part. You taught yourself that.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? You're in my group. You're in my house. You're going to undo that. And you are going to fight for your worth because ain't nobody else going to do it except for you. And let me tell you this. In our group, I told Sharon, I was like, we do not create followers. We create leaders of their own life. The funny part is that we all follow each other and do the same exact things. We drink our shake, we do a workout program, we post every day. But you are creating the leadership for your life, not me, you, and you, and you, and you, and this one too. What?
Yesterday I
Okay.
wrote my
Eat
goals
this real quick.
because I have to undo the last month. I
Mhm.
resigned from my job, my
Mhm.
full-time job, on June 7th. I've never not had a job. I've always been a worker bee to keep my brain busy so I don't have to think about anything. I've always been programmed to be busy. I'm going to Summit tomorrow. I'm flying out. I'm nervous and all that. Last night I couldn't sleep. I went to bed at 3:30 this morning. I woke up at 6:30 this morning. So last night I'm thinking and my brain is racing. I was writing my goals down on the mirror and thinking about what I needed to do. And so my bathroom mirror is covered in scribbles. And I went to write something about my husband and I's business because I blew my husband off for a month on our bread money now because I was in my own blah, blah, blah mood. He doesn't deserve that. And so I was writing like what I am going to focus on when I come back with a fresh brain. And I went to do it again last night. I went to say my goals for TNS are Sharona just needs to blah, 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 blah. And it was completely negative and self-sabotaging myself, going back to my pity party. I had to stop and like erase that whole entire sentence because I could not even think about I was going to do that to myself again. And when I got back from Summit with a whole brand new brain, I would see that on my bathroom mirror and be like, what the heck? So I had to just restart it. And I said, Shirley needs to pull her head out of her ass and get her shit together and just step up to the plate. And so I rewrote the whole thing with a different spin on it because it's me that's doing it to myself. So I just had to redo the whole thing on a positive spin because I had to do it. Nobody else, me, you know. So you just have to stop and rethink.
The biggest muscle that we have to get rid of is, or the weight is what sits in between our ears. That's really your heaviest weight that you carry on your whole entire body.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come in here, the goal is to, and I'll give you my greatest tips. Don't think about quitting ever. There is no plan B. There's a plan A, and that's all you got. You are the next best thing that's going to make it come together. You got to look in yourself. You have to show up every day to this group like I do, because that's what keeps me healthy and consistent and damn happy after tragedy. If I can do it, there's no reason anybody else can't do it, because I've been down the rabbit hole and it sucks. So what I'm going to tell you is that if you stay consistent on your Shakeology, if you were drinking it, and you press play every day and you give it a go and a try, and you work your containers or your to-be mindset, however you're doing this, all you have to do is show up, be consistent, and that's it. And welcome the bad times, welcome the stress, here's the deal. When you tell the universe that you're ready to make a change, I'm just going to tell you this right now because it's going to happen. Everything is going to come in your way to make you want to quit. All the naysayers and all the things in your mind. So you have to be prepared. So if you guys have my 10 to win checklist, you got to do your personal development. That is your armor. And you have to read or do something every day. I will tell you on July 29th, we are all going to collectively read the book, 100 Days to Brave by Annie F. Downs. So I think it's like $13 off of Amazon. The reads are about a paragraph and a pinch each day. It's going to really set us up for greatness. It's going to, I'm telling you guys, when you're on your personal development game, you will show up harder. You will lean into your hearts and you will come into the rebirth. Mm-hmm. And when I put you guys into that pregame, I asked you guys what your start date was, because you got to see where you are in a year from now. That's your date. Where do you want to be in a year? And then you got to reverse engineer that and make small, obtainable goals. Maybe your very first goal is, I just need to drink Shakeology every day and rock that, right? Master that. Feel the success. Oh, by the way, I need the motivation thing that everybody tells me. I need motivation. You earn motivation. You get motivation. It doesn't just come to you. You have to do something. So when you have this big goal, let's say you have a goal of losing 100 pounds, okay? That is way too big of a goal for you to think about when you got 100 pounds to lose. Mm-hmm. But if you have a goal of 2 pounds, that seems doable. That seems exciting, right? So you got to think short term for long term. 2 pounds at a time, showing up to the group every day. Did I do my personal development that was only 5 minutes a day? These little dips that you do, I'm telling you right now, it's the compound effect and it adds up and you will get what you seek. So my tips are, do your personal development, be committed to starting and finishing a program, drink your nutrition, reach out to the coach that brought you in here when you need a helping hand, and know that you're going to make it. But I want you also to develop your why, and you got to write that down. The why is not, let me just share this with you. The why is not, I just want to lose weight and be happy. Like, that does not work. Let me tell you, every time I said that, I have things that I can dust off of my DVD player. Like I bought the Carmen Electra pole dancing workout video. I never opened them. I mean, they're there. Like, I'm a pole dancer anyways. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Because I know what you're about to say. I know. Oh, good. Maybe I'll break those bad boys out tonight. If you get 10s, we'll rethink it. But seriously, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many things have you bought and you just go, that motion is you going, I'm not worth it. So you have to, like, it is so psychological. Everything is mental. This whole game is mental. So you got to give yourself grace and love, and whatever your coach is doing, do what she's doing. That's all you got to do. Like, that's it. If she shows up every day, be like, okay, well then I need to show up every day. Oh, is she on her nutrition game? I'm going to go on my nutrition game. Oh, did she have a flub up? So did I. But she's going to show up tomorrow. So am I. Like, that's just it. The more you lean into this community, the more you say, this is going to be my church, my sanctuary, my hallelujah, whatever you want to call it. That's your job. Because I'm telling you, I don't know if anybody here like would always go to the person and go, can you do it for me? Can you just do it for me? Like, I mean, I did it all. I still do it sometimes. But in my wellness journey, I was the only one that did it. Nobody here in my house wanted it. Nobody. And it was me getting up and doing it. And it's really cool the moment you kind of see these little victories. I remember there was one moment, I don't have a mirror in my family room here, but I have a little reflection, you know, off the fireplace. And I remember this moment I was like doing, I don't know, it's like some arm workout. And I caught myself in the reflection. I go, oh, do I dare have an arm muscle? Like, it caught my eye, and I was like, oh. And then I kept looking in the reflection of the fireplace, and I was like, oh, I do. And I was like, but you know what was funny? I changed my perception. I would never have looked at that. You know what I would have looked at? Look at that fat roll. Way to go. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be, you're your own worst enemy.
My son does that to himself because I used to do that to myself.
So we got to stop. We got to stop doing that. And this is where you learn to undo it all. So just remind yourself, okay, yeah, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to fail multiple times. But am I going to quit? That's where you're a failure, when you quit. That's when you're a failure. You can have a crappy workout. You can be bad on your nutrition. That's not a failure. A failure is when I get an email and I see so-and-so has canceled their Shakeology or whatever it is. And I'll go, and I know why. I know why. They didn't show up. They didn't reach out. They didn't lean in. They let their mean girl win. So
and you know what?
Not happening anymore. No, it's okay.
I was going to say, and I'm sure, I don't think you mind this, but you know, like, for example, like there may be, you know, Stacy has you know, working coaches that are under her, and I have one working coach under me. But I've never dealt with like suicide or, you know, experiencing someone who's committed suicide. But if you've dealt with something or you're going through something that maybe Stacy hasn't dealt with or something, and you feel like you maybe need to talk to me, I'm sure Stacy wouldn't mind if you talk to me, or, you know, if you feel like you need to talk to another coach, reach out to a coach. You know, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody or you're connecting with another challenger, reach out to that person, because we, Team Epic Journey Shakers, we are a whole family. Like, we are a family. We are together. So if you need to talk about something that maybe somebody, you know, I'm a rape survivor. And so I can help or talk to somebody that on that same level. I don't know how to talk to somebody about a suicide death, you know? So like if somebody was to try to, I could comfort them, but I've never experienced like that per se, you know? And so like, if you feel like you would need to talk to another somebody, don't hold that feeling in. Connect, you know, like, because we want to help our family. So anyways, I just
No, we do. And it's all about the power of leaning in and speaking up. So my prayer is that you do what I did when I came in here. You don't give yourself a plan B. You say, this is what's going to work, because what really works is not the program. It's you working it. That's it. So come down every day, come downstairs every day and press play and say, amen, that I can. Guys, we have a challenger on the dream team. This is not our team, but she's 20 years old, and her mom and her were on an ATV this past weekend. And the girl who's on the dream team, which is the daughter, who's 20 and loves to work out and has gotten in the best shape of her life. She was morbidly obese, all this stuff. She's in critical condition, and she would give anything to work out. And her mother died.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So you know what? Here's the deal. When we overeat and we don't press play, guys, that it could be over. Like that, it could be, your life can, like that. So start investing so you can protect yourself from other things too. It's an investment, you guys. Like, It's just, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to explain that. But I want you to connect to that feeling of like, damn, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just need to wake up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that's what happened to me because my last
Really?
doctor's appointment, diabetes and high blood pressure run on my mom's side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been on blood pressure medicine for like the last 5 years now.
Yeah.
And then it recently went up. So
Mm-hmm.
she just added another medication.
Yeah.
Just recently found out I was diabetic. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm 37.
Yeah.
I'm too young for this stuff. Like, I don't have energy. Like, I just bought a house. There's things I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you can't just sit here and let life pass you by anymore. Like, you've got to do something. You keep saying you want to do something, but you're not doing it.
A lot of talk, no action.
Yes. And I mean, the good thing about me is like, I'll own it. I'll admit it, you know. But it's like, when are you, you're recognizing that you want to do something, but you're not doing it. When are you going to do it? Like, when are you going to do it? And so a big thing for me is I'm happy that, I'll have support with you all because, I want to stay committed because I've tried this before with another coach and I did exactly what you said. I quit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that this time.
Nope. And you're not going to, because there's a different shift in your thinking. I feel like, just from what you're saying, I kind of feel like you're tired of being sick and tired.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And also too, this is part of your journey. That was supposed to happen. That's the coolest part. That was supposed to happen because now you see more worth in it. You see more skin in the game, right? Because you're like, really, I keep drinking the poison, and how's it working for you?
Yeah, it's not working at all.
Right, it's not working. It's called insanity, and we all do it, and we have to just get off the train. So the way you get off the train is you substitute one thing for the other. So for me, I used to be a chronic worrier, and I used to worry about one thing, and I would talk about it to everybody, and I would get myself worked up into a manic state. It was stupid. But what I traded it in for was personal development.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden I can tell you, John, do I obsess over things? Are you even here? He's not even here. Oh, there you are. Do I obsess over things anymore? Like, am I a talker, like, about things over and over and over and over and over? Mommy. Where are you? He's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. He's a man.
It is so different in this group because I can tell you, when I found Stacy, I watched Stacy. I don't remember even how I found her. I watched her for like 6 months or something. But anyways, I was somewhere else too. Stacy didn't know where I was. And I joined her. I quit where I was and I joined her. And she didn't even know my history when I joined her. But it's like black and white. 2 different homes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like an addict and a mansion. Like, this is home. Stacy has worked so hard to make us all learn this is home. So, baby, it's time to get out of the corner.
Yep.
You're home.
Yep.
Well, and I definitely already feel a connection because I've been, kind of following her for a while too. And, I think that you kind of can tell when you've got a connection with people. And just in, being on here, tonight for the first time, I already feel, comfortable in talking with you, and I've been talking with Stacy. And so, I'm getting, really excited, for this.
Good. Oh, good.
And just so you guys know, Heather popped in here, and Heather is a challenger who literally started last month and was also like, you know what, I'm going to work the business too. Why the hell not? And so here she is, and she's a fabulous lady too. And I think our family is speaking volume because these 2 ladies did not have to show up to my new kickoff call.
Hi, Stacey.
Hi, Booger. What's going on?
Hi. So just to kind of tell you guys a little bit about my background, I am a massive introvert. I don't like people. I don't like people in my space.
Oh my God.
I go to work and I'm like, this is my bubble, my fish tank, my seat, stay out. And I'm a receptionist for a massive neurology office, like over 100 patients a day for ALS, seizures, migraines, like
Wow.
we have over 10 doctors. Yeah. Oh, it's so, the place is chaos, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's just kind of my personality from 40 some odd years of people letting me down, not just people, but me as well. And learning that people can treat me like crap and just kind of do what they want to do. And so I learned that. So I learned to, and I've always been the fat girl. I got pushed off the top of the big toys when I was in grade school because I was the fat girl, you know.
Aww.
So with that, I've learned to sink inside myself. My fat was my barrier, you know, and I've done like LA weight loss and, oh, hey, if you drink like 300 gallons of water a day and drown yourself and, you know, I mean, just stupid, crazy stuff.
The Hollywood juice diet here.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Juice it. Just juice your bacon. It'll be good.
Pants and you'll be healthy.
Yeah. You know. I had a friend of mine who was coach of Beachbody. She's a great friend, but I don't think she understood the business herself. And so she'd go grocery shopping with me, da 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 da, and it ended up not working out. So me and myself and my whole private, you know, life of, I shut back down and I just kept doing what I knew to do. And I'm very partially disabled. I was in a serious car accident in 2006. I broke my spine in 7 places. My shoulder stopped like right here. I have a left leg and hip that's all deformed, and spine, or not spine, but I broke all of my ribs, my sternum flat, my spleen, kidneys, lungs, and it took me 3 years of recovery. So my whole spine is a rod. I have no bend, no give, and I let my body become very, I allowed it to tell me what to do. And I allowed it to dictate, you can't exercise because if you do, you're going to become paralyzed. And so I got tired of it. And I riding the type 2 diabetes train, and my food started making me very, very like food poisoning ill all the time, and testing with, you know, upper GIs, and nothing was, you're fine, you know. But I'm not fine, and I haven't been fine, and I see people outside living life and happy, and I want to know where those people find that, and how do you become happy, and why are you happy? How come I don't get to be happy? So many questions that I had in life, and I've been following Stacy and for a long time, actually, for I want to say probably even before she realized I was following her. Because I just see people exercising, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool, you know. And then I just went screw it, and jumped back on the thing, and I'm still kind of treading a little bit, you know. I just opened my Facebook page live to everybody, and I just started posting to everybody on Facebook. The outcome of support has been amazing. My fear has been my mom, which is my worst nemesis.
Mine too.
So, yeah. Oh, girl.
You're gonna hate me in like a month. Don't
Right.
worry.
Okay, well, we'll
I
write
won't
that
answer my phone.
We'll do that together. Hey, this is my daughter, everybody, Lydia.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, look at that. So cute. Love it.
So,
Well, we got about 4 minutes left just to keep
Okay.
eyes on the clock here.
so just to say, it's been to be able to open up a little bit and just to start even showing my personality. I'm really one of the people that I sit back and I watch everybody just to make sure that I'm safe, and that I'm protected, and that everybody else is too. So even like my post this morning, oh my God, you guys should have been here for that workout this morning. It was ridiculous. At 3:30 in the morning, I am dying of laughter because me and yoga, oh my gosh, that was stupid, but it was so funny. So,
Stupid is fun.
oh my God, it was crazy fun. It was great. I had a blast being an idiot with it. It really was. So,
You're hilarious.
I just wanted to say that, this is a great group, and I'm just starting, and if I'm able to open up a little bit, show my crazy side, there's safety here. There really is.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing though too is what you're going to realize is that that's an old mechanism from childhood, and you just held on to it, and it's time to let it go and bless and release it. It served you. It's not awful, but it's freedom too when you get to let things go that you just don't need anymore. So work on that mentality, guys, when you're in this challenge group. Now, I will tell you that we are going to really try to all commit to Morning Meltdown 100 starting July 29th. However, if you don't want to do that, that is okay. You still get your 100 Days to Brave book, and you still pick your program, and you still show up every day. Because if you exercise that muscle, well, they're doing it, I'm just not going to participate. That's you saying back as a kid, I'm just not going to do it. You can't let that little girl needs your help. She's begging for you to say, go, 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 go. So remind yourselves of that. So I want to welcome you. I want you guys to lean in. I want you guys to take your baby benchmark steps every day. And plan A, no plan B. That's it. Never again will you let yourself fail. Because remember, failing is when you quit. That is failure. If you have a bad day or a slip up, that's not failing. That's just a lesson the universe needs you to hear. There's a gift in the lessons. It's a gift. And you might get that gift multiple times because the universe really wants you to have that. It is a gift. So guys, I'm going to let you all go. I love you all so very much. Amy, I'm going to text you, or you're going to call each other while I'm on the road. I'm super excited. Jen, we love that you're here. To my Heather and my Sharona, thank you guys for jumping on. I didn't even ask you, and you did that, and that was really freaking cool. That just there shows you how we are. We are a unit. We are a family. We will stop, and we will be there for you. So be there for yourself. Amen to that. All right. Congratulations. Let's get this party going.
Oh yeah. I'm
Sweet
going to
dreams, y'all. Take good care.
Bye everybody.